Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're going to talk about something that is major in your life, and you probably don't even realize it. And I'm talking about energy. You are energy. We're all energy. Everything is. This pen is energy. Obviously, a different type of energy than something that is living. Your dog, your cat, your horse, everything is energy. Well, what does that mean for us? It means we need to harness that energy, use it properly to live a wonderful, fulfilling life. And a lot of us don't even realize what's going on there. I didn't until I started studying it and also talking to somebody like our guest today. And she is a health, life, and yoga coach with Elite Motivation411. Mahatma Starseed joins us on the program. Welcome. How are you?
Blessings. Thank you for having me, Steve. I'm so excited to share my energy, share what the purpose of creating a better energy for yourself is and what it entails. So I'm excited for today.
Same. And in my journey, which in this area started about 3 years ago, but really two, where I started really picking up on this whole thing energy-wise. And it's been around forever. And people have figured it out long ago. When I listen to lyrics of reggae songs, I love reggae. They talk about it all the time. Like even Bob Marley talks about positive vibes. It's one of his songs. What are we talking about? We're talking about positive vibration, which is what we emit in terms of our energy. And you want to have the highest possible vibration. Lower vibration, not so good. Correct me if I'm wrong in any of this. This is my interpretation of it. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I mean, you're hitting some pretty cool points, and being able to just explore what it means to like give off energy and what that really means. A lot of us have very subtle engagements with energy. We usually only identify it in like really big moments, like when the energy in the room drops. It's like synonymous across the board. Everybody can feel it. Usually like when a big figure comes into the room, like there's that automatic silence that's happening. And that's really happening because of the transformation of the energy, because so many people have a connection to the energy that's coming through and a similar connection. And right then in those moments is where you can see the power of energy and how it's not something that you can actually see, but you can feel it and you can sense it coming forward for us.
Totally. Like if you've ever gone to a party and you walk in and you're like, I still don't really feel good. Yeah, I'm gonna come up with an excuse and get out of here pretty soon. It's probably because the collective energy of everybody in the room is just low. The vibration is low and it just doesn't feel good. But on the reverse, when you go somewhere, it's like, wow, this is good. It feels good. It's probably
Right.
because the vibration is up there. And to your point, when somebody walks in the room and people are like, whoa, well, it's somebody who has a high vibration. I'll give you an example of how I've experimented with this. I've gone to the gym, and before I walk into the gym, I say to myself, high vibration, be positive, bring it up. Come on, bring it up your vibration. And I find when I walk in that people will connect and look at you and maybe smile. Maybe somebody will say hi and it's a total stranger. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? As opposed to just kind of walking in, it's Monday. I don't feel like working out. I'm in a bad mood. Then people react that way. They're whatever you put out, you are going to get back. So why would you want to put out negativity, garbage, just the, bad stuff? Why would you want to bring that on to yourself? I could never figure that out.
Right. A lot of it is just, I would say lack of a preparation, lack of awareness. And it's not like on anybody's part. It's just like where the society has been, where our consciousness has been. We're just now stepping into a conscious field of evolution that's highlighting our sensations that we receive in our body. And so what we're learning right now is that there's a lot more sensations activating within us that we can actually be aware that, wow, like my energy is like changing the whole dynamic of the room that I'm walking in. And that's a big thing that I'm helping a lot of my clients with. I help them to be able to just restructurize what they're paying attention to, allowing them to identify their true scope. Because what has been the mainstream conversation is that we're all here to like appropriate ourselves to the common collective. And the common collective is really changing, especially ever since, you know, the whole 2020 fiasco. Everyone is being placed into it's time to level up and create a new norm.
I've heard that we're heading into something called the fifth dimension. So we're, call it we're in the third now. Some of us will cross over to the fourth dimension. Maybe some of us are in the fifth dimension. I could try and explain it. I don't know if I would do it justice. Can you help me with that?
Yeah, I can definitely explain it. I feel like the best way to explain it is to like envision an in-ground pool. And you know how most in-ground pools, not all of them, have like 3 feet deep, and then it slowly goes down into a deeper area of water. So consciousness is basically kind of the same. Because we are not the only conscious living thing in this world, the earth is also a conscious living thing. And so the consciousness of earth is rising. The 3Ds, 5Ds, all those dimensions are always there, but they're not felt. So when we say we're moving into a 5D world, our community, our society is starting to move deeper into the deeper end of the pool. And we're going to splash and play over there. We won't get to a place to where like we're dangling our feet just yet, but it's like that tippy toe kind of a thing. If you plant your feet all the way down, you're really going to be submersed in it. You're really going to feel all of what 5D has to offer, but we still have chance to find grounding at this point in time. That's the best way. Does that help?
Yeah, I love the pool analogy. It totally comes crystal clear. 5D, from my understanding, you want to be there because you have a consciousness. It's just an overall better sense of being. How do we get there? How do we intentionally head in that direction? How do we go to the deep end of the pool?
Well, it's a lot of unmasking, a lot of taking off your rose-colored glasses. That's what one of my tribe mates say. We call them rose-colored glasses. And what that means is we have to stop looking at life like it's so rosy and take off those rose-colored glasses and really look at life through the lens of what your soul is speaking to you. And we have to remove like what everyone is saying outside of us, not invalidate it, not distrust it, just remove it as what is like what's going to hold me up on my pillar, because someone else's belief is on someone else's pillar, and we really can't stand on someone else's pillar when it's made specifically for them. So we just have to like really redefine what those pillars are and get like that proper support.
What I'm getting from you, Mahatma, is that, okay, some of us have the rose-colored glasses, then some of us have the dark glasses, i.e. just negative, right? So take off the glasses and just be your true self and see life for what it is, understand it, instead of, putting up all the, a front or whatever it might be. Just live in yourself, live genuinely. And for anybody that, I'm going to go back to basics for a second. For anybody that's listening to us, watching us, and saying, this woo-woo stuff, come on, guys, I can't take any more. Stop. You're doing it now anyway. When you say to somebody, good luck on that job, I'm sending positive vibes. Or I just saw in a group chat, somebody's going in for surgery, if you could send some prayers. What are you doing? You're sending positive energy, i.e. positive vibrations. We've been doing it forever, but we don't realize that that is exactly what's going on. And then, somebody will more times than not reply and say, well, thanks for the prayers. Everything turned out great. Yeah, because we sent that positivity out there. So, I just wanted to say that for people that just think that, yeah, come on, guys, what really, it works. We're doing it. We just need to raise the conscious level of what we're doing and be more intentional, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Because if we stay in a low, stuck state, we are conscious, magnificent individuals, and we're literally magnets. So whatever comes out of our mouth, we will attract. So if we're adamant at being upset at the world, and all the world is just like shamming me right now and it's scamming me and all of these things, you're going to have a day filled of validating what you're speaking into existence. And not to say that, okay, you're not getting spammed or something, but what it is saying is that this is calling our attention to take off whatever glasses we're wearing, whether they're the negative or the rose colored, because some people can be very happy being negative. And so they'll wear rose colored glasses, but they'll be very negative, and that's very fooling to people. And so when we just take off the glasses and understand what we look like without glasses, then we can really start to understand what other people can potentially look like without the glasses.
For sure. And we're so habitual creatures that you just said, if you're just used to being negative, you're going to be negative. You're just going to keep doing it over and over again. You don't even know you're doing it. It's just like you're on autopilot. When you work with people, how do you help them see these things, and how do you help them navigate through it?
What I do is a majority of what I'm doing is I'm helping people clean their compass. We all have a compass. We all have something that's pointing towards our North Star. So I work with people with whether it's giving them an energy reading, whether they're going through my cleanse. I work with them to slowly accept what they're already dealing with. So empowerment is a really big part of what I'm coaching individuals into anticipating, because we're really habitual. So it's like I cannot sit there and tell you, you know what, drinking coffee 4 times a day, it's not helping you. It's messing up your compass. You got to quit it right now. That's controlling. It's not empowering. And so being able to help someone understand, like, well, let's talk about why you drink coffee so much. And is there something that you could do instead of the coffee drinking that could help provide a surplus? Because we're learning a lot of people like to put cream in their coffee. And we're learning that if they're putting artificial creamer in their coffee, that's going to create a spike jump for their sugar and then a depletion. And so what the coffee they think is doing for them is just momentary. And so how we create a better pattern is by being able to identify, why do I even take this in the first place?
You're hurting me. Were you being serious about coffee not being the greatest thing for you?
Well, I mean, I always say anything, and I like, like mediating, like having it mediated, as long as it's not overdoing, as long as it's not to where you're going to break down at the end of the day kind of a thing, and to where you can't show for the next couple of days. We all have breakdowns, but if a breakdown causes us to like chime out for way too long, then we really have to think about it, because we haven't had a proper understanding of addiction. And so I like to like bring this moment up. This is a great time to like say there's positive addictions and then there's negative addictions. And so we're allowed to walk around addicted to coffee all day. No one's going to tell us, oh my God, you're dropping your sugar levels. But on the opposite end, coffee is really powerful for us. It does do good stuff for us. I believe it's like black coffee, if you keep it just like black.
Sure.
If you're going to add stuff, it's like, okay, what am I adding into it? Because now they're going with, they have almond creamer and stuff like that. They have plant-based stuff. It's out there. And so I want to help empower people. If you're going to drink it, just like do it the right way. But I've had people go through my cleanses. So I'll tell you this, my food cleanse, we will definitely tackle that habit, like 100%.
I have a totally different view on coffee. I am the minority. I drink it decaf. I drink maybe 2 cups a day. Well, this is the big one, so maybe there's 2 in there already, so maybe 3. I don't drink it to wake up. I barely put any, maybe I put like a drop of milk in there. There's no sweetener. However, I have a different view on coffee. I'm grateful. When I have coffee, I say to myself, I'm grateful for this cup of coffee because it makes me feel good. I feel like I treated myself. I don't do it every day. I was running a little bit early today. I was like, I'm going to pop in and grab a cup of coffee. But I think of it in terms of gratitude. And that might sound like ridiculous, but I've even kept a gratitude journal, and I'll even write down there, I'm grateful for my cup of coffee. It just, it's warm. It's got flavor. It just makes me feel good. I feel like I'm treating myself for $3, $3.25 over there. So
Yeah.
I have a different view on it.
It's the same. It's the same, like being able to understand that it's the whole why. Why matters so much more.
Yeah, you're right. It's what is your why? I don't think we ask ourselves that enough. Why are you doing that? Why are you drinking that coffee? Again, we go back to habits because I do it every day on my way to work. I could pop in and get it. Well, do you really need it every day? Do you need the expense of it? Do you need that in your body? What are you, to your point, what are you putting in it? You're dumping sugar in it. Now you're dumping that flavored creamer. There's so much sugar in there. You're raising your sugar levels, you could be pre-diabetic, not even know, whatever. What is your why?
Yeah. Yeah. Because we have to balance out what we're doing. And I encourage people to like an individual like you, I would say, if you hear people talking about coffee in a very empowering way, not empowered, this is your chance to let people know, like, hey, look, coffee does not have to ruin your day. Your mind will ruin your day. What someone set forth for you will ruin your experience of something way quicker than the thing that you're ingesting.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that you did food cleanses, but before we even go there, we were talking about energy. You mentioned energy cleanses, and we're talking about energy. Our energy can get stuck, right? Our energy can be, let's say, maybe bad energy in the room. I'm overdue for a sage in this area.
Right.
I am. I haven't, I even have, hang on one moment, please. Palo Santo spray.
Nice.
And it's 100% organic. It is the real deal. Instead of lighting Palo Santo wood and then, some smoke could set off a detector, it's 100% organic with some, carrier oil. Talk about energy cleanse. Let's go there.
Yes. I love energy cleanses. They transformed me literally into being able to speak more clearly, more abundantly. And what it really is all about is it's being able to radically identify your surroundings and learning to do it from a place of more experimental and less emotional. A lot of us are pretty good at beating ourselves up. And we'll just stick with the whole coffee thing, the energy of coffee, and just say somebody can sit there and tell themselves, I'm going to do a coffee cleanse for 3 days. And then they break it the first day. Most of the time, a person won't try to go and continue the second or third day because they feel like they failed already. So when you come through an energy cleanse with me, I walk you through it. So I do 21-day cleanse because I believe in taking that time. And so I help you to mentally prepare for this. I help you to acknowledge that the purpose of setting this cleanse into motion is for you to identify what you can and cannot do and not to judge what you have done and haven't done.
And it's been scientifically proven that 21 days, it's a minimum to change a habit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So and that's why I have it at that 21 days, and to ensure it, because like we can do it on our own for sure. However, our success rate may not be as high as we want it to be. And so having someone there that is, experienced in it and vested in this kind of lifestyle is just, overall helpful, because we need accountability for ourselves for when we can't show up for ourselves, because we cannot always be 100%, and so having someone there that's like, okay, I'm going to hold this space for you. I'm going to help empower you in those moments that you don't feel like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, because we always need to have a night light in the dark kind of a feel.
Love that. And a coach is your accountability. That let me try and do this. Well, like you said, 2 days, 3 days, 5 in, whatever, you derail in your goals. You have somebody that's backing you up. Hey, how you doing with that coffee cleanse? Again, we're not beating on coffee. That's just an example.
Right.
How do you know? How do you know you have? I'm trying to describe it. Dirty energy. Dirty energy. You need. How do you know you need a cleanse?
Okay, so this is a blotch of information that I usually read when someone is starting their first session. I usually tell them a person is usually typically ready for an energy cleanse if they feel like they're being rushed to respond and they're not ready, if they have foggy brain, if they are having cramps in their body, bloat, weight gain, random headaches, lack of attention span, even though you have it. These are great indicators to let you know that it's time for you to clear your energy. Headaches and tiredness are always 8 out of 10 times going to show up for someone that is experiencing cleanse like in need of being in a cleanse.
Sure.
Tension headaches definitely means that there's just so much on your mind that you need someone that has an accountability belt to be able to just help you take it all off and be able to really just look at it. And so if you're feeling a lot of weight on yourself, non-physically and physically, going through a cleanse will definitely help. I've seen people go through my programs and literally their voice will change.
Really?
Yes, because I'm helping you to clear up what's going on for you internally, so the energy is able to shoot up much more quickly. So a lot of people are walking around like, if you can consider everyone like a water hose, a lot of people are walking around with a lot of holes in their water holes. And so where the stream of water is supposed to come out at that one end, it's coming out in all the little pieces of the hose that has, been ripping open. So I come and I just help mend it. We might have to change your hose out if you have too many holes.
Now, when you
help-
talk about your voice, I'm curious, does that translate to the throat chakra?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Because the conversational cleanse is the throat chakra cleanse. So that's basically expanding that throat chakra, really, really defining how you are conversing, how you're showing up, and how you're perceiving how other people show up. Because that's a conversation that you're having with yourself all the time. You are 99% of the time in your world. And when we realize that, when we speak, we're speaking about 1% outside of our world. So we're attempting to take all of which that we feel, desire, and know, and speak it through maybe just one sentence to someone. That's why sometimes you'll see it's very difficult for someone to just say good morning.
Why?
Because they're just really struggling to be nice to someone, to feel like someone cares about them, to feel like they're even relevant. All of those things are going through someone's mind just to say good morning.
Isn't that horrible?
It is. It really, really sucks. But I will tell you this, it was transformational watching someone's voice change, because one of my clients, literally, they would talk like really, really shaky. I don't know if you've ever really experienced someone that's just like, you can hear the jitter in their sound. And by the time they finish working with me, well, they're not finished, they're still there. But in the first set, their voice sounded so much more clearer. It streamed so much more better through. And like I could actually hear them better. I can respond to them better. And it's happened to females and masculines. So typically masculines, their voice will actually go deeper. It's really cool.
I don't doubt it. And it's almost as if you have in the beginning stages working with you, a better sense of yourself. Then you have more confidence and you just feel like I'm a little more on point. I'm a little more focused here. And then you'll be more intentional when you speak. But it's funny you say, people are afraid to say good morning. You could be at a convenience store getting coffee and you just feel stupid saying it because it's a stranger. Maybe you're afraid what they're going to say back or they're not going to respond. But think about those times when you have said it or somebody said it to you and what it made you feel like. And when it was genuine, or if somebody said anything like, I love the shirt you have on. And I do. I love the colors, by the way. And I made it. I've said things to, a clerk in a store, and I could still remember a year later because I saw how it radiated to them. But it's the energy. It gets us back to the same thing. It's all about the energy that you're putting out there.
Right.
How do we work with you, Mahatma? How do we find you? How do we start the process? Even I'm sure lots of people have questions. We went a little deep here, but all in a good way. And you have a great way of explaining things and making it clear.
Thank you. You can definitely check me out on Linktree, Elite M411. You can also find me. Just Google Elite Motivation 411, and I am across the board on many social media platforms. I also have a podcast that talks all about healing the conversation. It's called EM Healing, and that's where people can get more dynamic ways of diving into more specific conversations, whether it's family dynamic, whether it's sleep, whether it's learning how to be more current in your conversation. A plethora of things on there, especially the links to get right to me and schedule a session.
I am so glad we talked about this today. And also I'm grateful that we did it on a Zoom because I feel like I know you more and know more of what you do and what you offer.
Thank you. I appreciate it as well.
Yeah, appreciate it. Google it, Elite Motivation 411. Mahatma, thanks for being with us. And I will see you in the deep end of the pool soon.
Yay!
All right, we'll catch up soon. Thanks a lot.
Peace and light, everyone.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Blessings. I am Mahatma Starseed. I am the founder of Elite Motivation 411, a wellness-driven company created for career professionals and the spiritually gifted to storm through their everyday challenges and rise above and beyond their everyday goals. Come step into a personal one-on-one coaching, an energy cleanse, or come and deepen your yogic profession. Step in to Elite Motivation 411.